It has been 1 year now since George Floyd was killed in Minneapolis by a former police officer who knelt on his neck for more than 9 minutes. His death sparked protests and demands for police reform all across the country.
And today, people are reflecting on his death and the calls for racial and social justice that followed. Channel 3 Eyewitness News reporter Sharon Johnson is joining us from downtown Hartford with details on what's changed here in Connecticut since Floyd's death. Sharon.
Hi, Mark and Aaron. Well, right now I'm standing in front of a Black Lives Matter mural that was created by artists in downtown Hartford last summer. I'm going to step out of the way so you can get a better look at the mural behind me. Now, this was actually finished the same day the police accountability bill was passed in the State House, and that was just one of several changes made in this past year. Across the nation and across the state,
George Floyd!
People held rallies, marches, and moments of silence to remember George Floyd.
Just from the trial for the murder of George Floyd, there's some progress there, but there's always more work to be done.
In Derby, residents held a candlelight vigil for George Floyd and victims of police brutality.
Patterson, New Jersey. Harold Johnson, 31.
In Avon, students held a memorial march to send a message that people of color are still battling police brutality and systemic racism.
We want to show everybody that we're still here and we're still being loud and we still want more change than what has happened.
What has happened locally since George Floyd was killed? Connecticut police were banned from using chokeholds last June. A sweeping police accountability bill was passed, which eliminates qualified immunity for police, limits use of deadly force, and allows civilian police review boards to have subpoena power. Several cities across the state, including New Haven and Hartford, are in the process or have already revamped their review boards. Connecticut also became the first state to require all high schools offer courses on Black and Hispanic studies by fall 2022. A bill declaring racism a public health crisis recently passed the state Senate and waits for Governor Lamont's signature.
Our streets!
But for many, legislation is just the tip of the iceberg.
So even though, right, the verdict for Derek Chauvin was, came down a month ago, right, this is just the beginning, and there's still a lot of work for us to do.
We will keep fighting for change.
And last month, Derek Chauvin was found guilty on 3 charges of murdering George Floyd, and his sentencing is next month. Live in Hartford tonight, Sharon Johnson, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.